When I boarded a plane for the first time in 2017, I was on a journalistic trip to Somalia. What was surprising for me that Somalia is very hot. You couldn't sleep in a house without an air conditioner, but also you couldn't stand outside for a minute, like at 10 a.m., because it was extremely hot. A new report by the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification warns that Somalia is now at the epicenter of a drought crisis that stretches from the Horn of Africa through East Africa down Southern Africa. The report warns that extreme droughts worsened by climate shifts and El Nino cycles are devastating lives across the continent. It says that over 100 million people across the continent have been facing the reality of back-to-back failed rain seasons, which result into food shortages and rising hunger crisis. In Somalia, Kenya and Ethiopia, 5 consecutive failed rain seasons have left more than 23 million people in extreme food insecurity. In Somalia alone, in 2022, the report says more than 43,000 people died because of hunger, and most of them children. In Ethiopia, over 10 million people are facing food hunger and water scarcity, especially in the conflict-affected areas of Tigray and Amhara. The report further says that across North Africa, pastoralist communities have lost thousands of their animals, which is their source of livelihood, income, and identity. And the crisis doesn't stop there. Looking southwards, in 2023, El Nino cycles brought searing heat and crop failure in many countries. For instance, in Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Malawi, there was more than 50% of crop failure resulting into hunger. And the crisis doesn't stop there. Looking southwards, in 2023, El Nino cycles in Southern Africa brought searing heat and crop failure. In countries like Zambia and Zimbabwe, as well as Mozambique, there were more than 50% crop failures. In many of these countries, this drought left millions of people hungry. This is no longer a seasonal hardship. It's a full-time climate crisis, and Africa is paying the price.